want to talk about Sherri Shephard. I have a clip of her that I want to share with you guys because she got some backlash because people didn't like her. Of course, people don't, when you're saying something that's positive, people don't like it. As long as you're going with the flow, as long as it's what everybody is used to and everybody want to hear, nobody has a problem. I want to play this clip of Sherri Shephard, what she had to say. Make sure you guys hit the like button as you come in. Here we go.
So y'all, the Vanity Fair Oscars after party seemed to have an unwritten theme. It was just a lot of nudity, okay? When I tell you the ladies bared it all on the red carpet, it was just almost too much to show on daytime TV. It was really bad. Like Julia Fox wore a completely sheer dress that barely covered her cookie jar. Okay, and I'm telling you now, we blurred it out. This was fully, you could see everything. Zoe Kravitz graced us with her butt crack. You could see everything. Megan Thee Stallion wore a dark green gown with only matching green pasties to cover up her breasts. And so this is where I have to put my Auntie Sherri wig on. And I say this with all of the love that I have. Ladies, this is not it.
So basically, Sherri Shephard, and I'm going to play the rest, we got to stop and go. So she basically was giving her opinion on this was the Vanity Fair Oscars after party about the red carpet. And I actually saw some of the looks from the red carpet. And honestly, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, wow, like everybody is wearing their titties out. Everybody is wearing their butt cracks. Everybody is showing skin, and this isn't anything new. This is what we see. We see that this is being promoted in some way. Wearing less clothing is promoted, and it's supposed to be, everybody's supposed to look at it and be in awe of it and be like, oh my God, they look so great. I think that's in poor taste. I never thought that women should, go out and dress in such a provocative way. I've always been more of a conservative look. You can have sex appeal, you can look good, but in a classy way. That's my take on it. That's always been my take on it. Now there's nothing left to desire. This is why men are saying they don't have to go to OnlyFans. They just could go to Instagram. Yeah, they can go to the red carpet and look at all the butts and the TNA and jerk off to that if they wanted to, because it's all out there. It's all out there to be seen. You don't have to pay for it because not everybody, but a lot of people have just, come to the conclusion, like I said, say the hell with it. We're just going to expose it. They think that that's where it's at and that's what you should be doing, but it is not. I'm not saying you got to look like a nun all covered up, because women want to feel good about themselves. So I just think that there are examples of women who have done it well. Nice dresses, flowy, very nice, look good on their bodies and stuff. And they look really good and elegant, as opposed to these women coming out here with nothing barely on, just showing everything, thinking that that's where it's at. And it's not. It's really not. We're going to go ahead and play some more of what Sherri had to say and why they're trying to cancel her because she had this opinion, child.
And I say this because there are young women, young girls who are looking up to all of you. All of you. And like, you're gonna have these young girls, these young ladies emulating you. And you remember when your grandmother would tell you, let them use their imagination. Be a little mysterious. But when they look at these girls, they don't have any secrets. Nobody gets to use imagination or their mind. And I want to say, Megan Thee Stallion, I love you. I do. But I'm so upset because God gave you a legitimate gift. You are amazing with your lyrical rhymes and how smart you are. And I know people, a lot of these celebrities, they say they don't want to be a role model. But here's the thing. It comes with the territory, being a role model. You can't escape it because, Megan, when you said you graduated from college, do you know how many young girls you inspired to go to school also? You didn't ask for that. You didn't ask for that, but they were watching you. And I know people say, well, Lil' Kim did it, but I remember when I saw it, I was like, why is she doing that? Like, she doesn't have to do that because she's so talented. And I know Megan as an artist, you get a little raunchy. I didn't heard WAP and body yada yada. But I also say, and I listen to those songs too, but I also say, to whom much is given, much is required. And if you say, well, how do I know that these young girls are looking up to you? Because they look up to me too. And I get more girls coming up to me, young girls saying, Miss Sherri, I want to be a talk show host, or I want my own talk show, or I want to be an actress, I want to do what you do. So they are watching.
They are watching. And as much as they say they don't want to be role models because they don't want to have to live up to a certain standard, they want to shake and show everything. But she's right. There are a lot of young women who are looking up to these celebrities. And as much as you may not want to be a role model, you actually are, because these women are looking up to you and they're, trying to emulate you. And I think you do have a responsibility when you are in the limelight to portray something that will be beneficial to the young women coming up after you. But all they're portraying and pushing is this 304 culture, dressing like these modern day hookers and just out here just not caring about anything because that's what they want to do and that's what's being pushed. I just think that they need to, push something different. I think if you're talented, you're talented. You don't have to shake your butt all out like that. Meg Thee Stallion, that's all she do. She just bend over and just bust it open and shake it. And after a while, you just get tired of that. It takes away from your talent. I remember when she first came on the scene, they were saying, oh my God, this new talented rapper. And I was like, oh, and I heard her do a freestyle on a radio show or something. And I'm like, okay, she got some talent. But then once she gets out, now it's body yada yada and shaking and crack opening. I'm like, what the hell? I heard this girl rap. She actually, they were saying she had bars. And from what I heard, she had bars. She had something, a different style. It wasn't, and then she rapped and now it's like you're busting it open, bending over, shaking it is more famous than your actual talent and the way you rap. So it's like the talent is watered down and the 304 nature is pushed forward. So it's not worth it in my opinion. And I think you don't have to wear everything all out to look good. I don't understand that. But let's continue.
I'm not trying to shame anybody. I'm just concerned where all this is going. I said it before when I talked about Kanye's wife who went to the Grammys last month and she took off her coat and had nothing on. It literally, it wasn't just her cookie jar. We saw cakes and croissants too when she was standing there. But the one thing I would say is she looked very uncomfortable. At the end of the day, if you look at his wife, she looked, Bianca Censori or something like that, she looked really uncomfortable to be because you're standing in front of a bunch of men who are watching it. And this is what I said, we have to think about our future. And all y'all who are sitting out there, these young girls that are emulating you, they don't have security around them. So they're emulating you and they go to these parties and something tragic could happen. These are our future, these young women and these young men. I'm gonna get off my soapbox. I love all of y'all, but Auntie Sherri has spoken. And that's the thing, you ain't gotta go dressing like I don't want to call out, you don't have to, dress down to your ankle. Willie made me wear this long dress. But, I'm just saying, just think about it when you're putting on this stuff. Like, who am I influencing? Who's going to be watching me? You never know. You never know.
Right, she's right, but they don't care. They out here trying to push that whole culture narrative. They're trying to push it. That's why it's happening. And we see it happening, but it wears out. It gets old after a while. Okay, how many times we gonna see your ass clapping and shaking? I remember back in the day, we had rappers who rapped. The old school rappers rapped. They had bars. They did what they did, and they were fully dressed. They were fully clothed. They wore their own clothes. By the way, a lot of the rappers back in the day, they didn't have stylists and all of that. They wore what they had, but because it wasn't about the clothes, it was about the talent. It was about the bars. It was about whatever. Stripping it down, taking your clothes off just takes away from the talent. It really does. And it's not worth it in my opinion. But once again, we're in this 304 culture where people are out here thinking that, less is more and that's what you have to do and sex sells. Or apparently it doesn't, because for some of these women, they put their bodies out there and it did not sell. It did not make them, a lot of money, so it wasn't really worth it. You know what I'm saying? And to me, it's not.